Ignite your sabers, Cloud City. And welcome on in, Seekers of the Branch. It's that Cloud Guy again, and today we are here to talk about AI limit. So some of you might be asking yourself, what is AI limit? So to me, AI limit is like Code Vein's little sister. The gameplay that you guys are seeing is literally right when you wake up, right at the tutorial zone. We are obviously in New Game Plus, but anyway, let's talk a little bit about AI limit. So AI limit is developed by Sense Games and published by CE Asia. AI limit released back in March along with the first Berserker Kazan. So I finally had the chance to fully cover it, and let me say, I had a blast. Start to finish, it was good. I really enjoyed it. These guys did a really good job on creating a unique experience. AI Limit is an action RPG with some Souls-Spiration to it. It's fairly short. My Let's Play on it ended at 32 episodes, which is about 25 hours of content that is including the true ending. AI Limit has a total of 3 endings, obviously a good, a bad, and a true. AI Limit also has some truly unique bosses, really cool boss designs that you'll fight along the way as you uncover the truth about Mud and the tree. I'm actually going to talk a little bit about the story in this one and some characters. Normally I leave it spoiler free, but we're gonna talk a little bit about it because it's fresh in my head. This was the last game that we beat. I know we just uploaded the Bloodborne review. I've beat a lot of games since then. I mean I've played Bloodborne enough. I know more on the story than what I obviously talked about in the review. But anyway, the story on AI Limit. You wake up as a nameless blader. Your protagonist that you see us playing as here, she has amnesia, who later on gets named Arissa by a pilgrim called Shirley. So this is a minor spoiler if you haven't played it, but it's within the first hour of the game. Like, you literally figure this out right after you get out of the tutorial zone. Arissa's story was intriguing and kept me invested. I wanted to keep finding out more and more about Arissa. Her voice actress, Maya Harlop, did a very damn good job. She basically picked up the script, sold the fact that she didn't know who the hell she was. I really liked the protagonist in AI Limit. Shirley, as we said before, you guys are probably like, oh, who the hell is Shirley? Well, Shirley is a pilgrim who goes on her own little adventure. I'm not going to go too in depth on this, as her quest ties into one of the endings. Her quest actually ties into the true ending. But anyway, Shirley's VA, Ciara Payne, really sold the pain of loss and loneliness behind Shirley's story. Again, she did a good job. I'm only going to touch base on one other character, and that is Ursula. My god, I loved her character as much, if not more than Arissa's. She was the hardest boss fight, but like in the game, to me, she was the hardest. I struggled with her the most, especially her mutated form. Like, Jesus Christ. But she was the hardest boss. The lore to her is so good. It's not as good as Artorias, but I'd say it's up there. Her voice actress, Melissa White, she really sold the pain and regret and rage behind the character. The story was intriguing. It kept me asking questions. I felt the relationship between me as a player and all the NPCs. All in all, I give the story and characters a 10 out of 10. It was well written. It was well directed. It's good. It's really good. It's very easy to understand. There wasn't an NPC that I hate. Well, okay, there's one. And for those of you that have played this, you already know damn well which NPC I'm talking about. Yeah, that guy. But anyway, let's move on to user interface, music, and sound effects. The music score really didn't drive me. But you know, I hold boss fight scores extremely high. You know, I like my Final Fantasy games and like Souls games and stuff like that. Their scores during boss fights are always really good. And the only memorable score here was fighting Ursula. So it's like they could have improved on the music, but music itself gets a 5 out of 10. Sound effects, on the other hand, I'll have to give that a 8 out of 10. Footsteps as you walk and ran were on point. Grunts as you got hit were spot on. The scream as you fell due to gravity was okay. I felt it might have been a little delayed, but when it comes to sound effects, that's my only gripe. The enemies' grunts as they got hit were on point. Now onto the UI. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. I didn't feel truly immersed like we do when we play like any Souls game, due to the large icon in the bottom right. Like, why did our weapon icon have to be so big? That drives me nuts. I do like that our health and sync rate were centralized like Koei Tecmo did on Wolong and Neopol's The First Berserker Kazan. I really like, you know, when I first played Kazan and when I first played Wolong, I didn't like that. But now that it's like, I've played Kazan twice, I've platinumed Kazan, I platinumed Wolong, and, you know, I'm starting to like the fact that they're centralizing that versus putting it in like the bottom left or somewhere else, you know, because like in these games, you know, it's fast paced, you know, it's easier to focus on like dodges, parries, what the enemy's doing, what the boss is doing when your health is centralized, because that slight look to your left could mean, you know, life and death. Like, could, you know, one shot mechanic, bam, dead. Isn't you didn't know where your health was at, right? But anyway, I really like that. Menus were good. I don't really have any complaints on that. It's just the hub. Like, as you can see here, my halberd takes up a good chunk of the screen, and that bothers me. It bothers me a little bit. It feels a little cluttered. But anyway, UI and menus, I'll give it a 7. I'll be generous here. Now let's talk about gameplay and mechanics. I really like the combat. Parries were so damn satisfying, and honestly made the game easy to boot once you got the timing down. I really like the uniqueness of the sync rate bar and how it ties into you using your spell frame as well as casting and using your weapon skills. That was a truly unique mechanic to the game. It's not kind of nice not having a stamina bar, but you know, it would have made it a little more, I feel like, a little more difficult if they would have added a stamina bar on top of the sync rate and health. But I feel like that's also could be a little too much to like manage maybe. But anyway, I really liked it. I thought it was unique. Now let's talk a little bit about the spell frame. So spell frame, you have your counter field, you have your shield, you have I can't remember the claw one. It's like it applies piercing. It's kind of like a necro ability. Takes your health away for you to do essentially more damage. I didn't really use that one too much. I mostly used counter field and thunder step, and just using those two, I mean, I flew through this game. I really like the spell frame. I think it's unique. The other thing that is unique that I enjoyed was the seals and how much they played a part in your build. Those were really good. Weapon skills, man, they're busted. Some of them are really busted. Like the one for the halberd here, it carried me through about half the game, just because of fucking stagger potential. Like, I would parry them, I'd get the riposte, they would fall to the ground, I'd get a hit, I'd get a couple hits and they'd get up, and then I would use my ability to or my weapon skill to knock them back down again. So like I'm just sitting there juggling them. Like they're getting up, getting down, getting up, getting down, getting up, getting down. It's busted. The other unique mechanic that I liked in AI Limit was the nuclei. So basically, what is nuclei? Nuclei, as you defeat a boss, it's essentially like think of it like a core or like a boss soul. You put this core on, and what it does is it has it dictates how many crystals and your sync rate you get from defeating an enemy. Well, so for the sync rate, it'd be as you're attacking an enemy, you get a certain energy absorption, right? And then it also dictates how many crystals are lost on death. So I thought that was a really cool mechanic. And then the thing that you can also do with those nuclei is you can turn them in for like boss weapons. So that's kind of why I was like, they're kind of like boss souls, but more like a core. I think that's cool. That's super unique. The other thing that I thought was really cool is like each nuclei and some certain items and seals also have memories, which just, I mean, it adds lore to the game. So after seeing that these items and things had memories, I had to check like every item we picked up. Like, oh, I've never picked that up before. Does it have a memory? Oh no, okay, we're good. You know, I really like that. I thought that was so sick. The one area that needs to be improved with combat, and you're kind of seeing it as my gameplay here is going, as a spellcaster, having to go into the menu in order to switch out our casts, that drives me insane. It drives me absolutely insane. It would be it would be nice if we could at least have two, and then just like set up like a D-pad button to switch, you know. But it's not game breaking, but it does bother me, because I mean, you guys know me. I like my spell casting. I like my mage builds. I like stuff that's flashy. But even with that gripe, I'd still give gameplay and mechanics a 9 out of 10. It's good. I think you guys will enjoy it. Now, here are some questions I've been asking myself as I've been typing out this review. Now that I beat it, would I play it again? Absolutely. I'm intrigued on how the other endings play out. There's two more. As I said, I got the true ending. I'm intrigued. I maybe during slow time or something, when I have more free time and I can do like streams and get the other endings and get the platinum on it, I'll do it. But right now I don't have the time. But the other question that you guys may be asking, or that anybody could be asking, I guess, is it worth the buy? If you look at the dollars spent to hours played ratio, we're looking at $34.99 USD for 25 hours on a single playthrough. If you do the single playthrough, okay, that's rough. You know, $35 for 25 hours. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't justify it, but if you're going for all the endings and getting going through everybody's quest line, doing all that stuff, you're looking at $34.99 for 50 to 60 hours of content. If dictating on how quick your other playthroughs are, which normally they're going to be faster since it's your second and third. But still, again, $34.99 for probably 50 hours of content. I'd say that's money well spent, as long as you're going for all the endings. If you're just going for like the initial playthrough, I'd probably wait for a sale. But all in all, my final score for AI Limit, after we tallied everything up, I'm giving it a 7.8 out of 10. So high 7, not bad for Sense Games. I believe I did minimal research. I believe this is their first project, and if this is, keep it up, guys. Like really, keep it up. I'm excited to see where you guys go after AI Limit. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you all enjoyed the review. I'll catch you guys in the comment section or in my next stream. Peace out.